Well, but about 4 years ago, we had a carbon monoxide scare on the other side. And the fire department came through and kicked everybody out of the school. They couldn't get into on this side. And I was wondering why they couldn't get into the side. So Ceeaaquil Allah used to be on this side. And one day I seen him, so I came inside. And I was like, yo, God, you gotta clean up some of this stuff, because it was like real, God's a little bit of a hoarder. So he had a lot of things inside here. And so then I walked upstairs. God, there was like 50,000 papers upstairs. Literally, you know, at least 20. You know, so when I looked at it, I was like, yo, you know what? We don't want them to close the school down. If the fire department come over here and see this, then we gotta get rid of it. So at least what we gotta do is organize it. So initially, the first thing was to organize the papers, get rid of the papers, recycle the papers. Got the blessing from the God, Ceeaaquil Allah, you know, in regards to dealing with the papers and things of that nature, and the God, Born King, who's the editor of the 5%. And I just started that project because it needed to be done. So, you know, I wanted to do it, get this spot renovated so that Ceeaaquil Allah could be over here and do what he needed to do, because he's still a vital part of this nation. You know, so as we started moving things, we started discovering, you know, the law school nuances and stuff. So with that is that you notice that there are no perpendicular corners, and everything is obtuse, and the angles is ridiculous. So as we were doing it, we started noticing that there's a hole right here in this floor right here. There's a gaping hole. It was a box. Khalid used to have a box here, so we was like, okay, let's get rid of the box. But the hole went straight down to the basement. Then we also discovered that this area right here was like tin, like, you know, like a shit. If you look at this is thicker than what it was up on there. It was aluminum. It was aluminum siding without the substance behind it. Right. So if you would just sit there and punch, you could punch straight through the wall. All right. So that's why we did this. The guard Nabal came all the way from Allah Born and came down here and helped us out. All right. Then we also discovered when we started moving the items around inside was that the floor was caving in. And the fact that it was caving in, we had looked underneath, the beams were rotted. So what we had to do was we had to reinforce some of the beams, and then we also had to take out a beam or two, and we had to replace them. So as we did that, you know, we had a big hole. God almost fell through the hole. You know, we had a little bit of issues, but as you can see, what we did was we reinforced it with
right here.
No, this right here is concrete. Okay. Over here, this area, from here all the way back, what we had to do, we went underneath the floor and we reinforced it. We reinforced the beams. Then over here, we took these concrete slabs and put them right over it. And then we had, plywood first, you know, and then we had this right here. We put this on top. So then we're also gonna have another level of plywood to level it off, and then we're gonna have a level of concrete here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually clearing this space over here so the guard, Prince Supreme, he can actually lay the tile. All right. So sometimes, you know, what we've been doing is basically personally funded, you know, and that's been a little struggle. But you know, we do things in our own good time. So that's not a problem, because what happens is a lot of times we try to do everything together, and then nothing gets done. So what it was like, okay, we had a couple of like-minded individuals, and they said they wanted to add on. So if you're gonna add on, add on. We put out SOS, come through, you know, ask for help. Some people came through, Star Mail, Universal, you know, when they didn't have to work, they came through, Be Reality, you know, Prince Supreme Shop, Father Shop Born, you know what I'm saying, Wise Magnetic, and a few other gods, the God Born. He had returned to the essence of God Born, and the gods from Allah Born, they used to come down here religiously. You know, they came down here all the time to help us, add us on. And the whole thing, like on the outside, you saw the outside of the school, you see it was yellow. Right, you know, we had put spackle and cement on the outside, and then we painted it. You know, that was my beautiful paint job out there. You know, so, but the whole thing is, if you got an idea, all you gotta do is have a plan and implement it. You know, and now we got a lot of people asking like, yo, what's taking you so long? Yo, if you helping it wouldn't take me that long. But since you ain't helping, it's at our pace.
If Mecca did this.